I'm officially a certified personal trainer. Hello everyone, what's going on? How's it going? I'm officially a certified personal trainer. I've taken the test. I'm done today. I've never taken a test like that in forever, and my eyes have felt strained all day. So I think I honestly got the worst sleep ever. Whenever I was going to sleep, I went to sleep at like 11:30ish, which is early. I had this pressure on me that's like, I need to get to sleep early. I need to have the best sleep of my life. I literally like got haunted in my dreams. We'll say like if you fall asleep with whatever on, that'll like sync with your dreams and whatever. So like I was playing like study videos that like people upload to YouTube. In my head, in my dreams or whatever, I was like, you need to stay up, you need to be awake. Sort of haunted in my dreams by the guy that I watched. I think it was Axum. I want to give him a shout out. AXIOM Fitness. An hour-long study video, I think. It was like a full review he did. I woke up today at 8, and it sort of felt like the opposite of Christmas. Like when you wake up and you have nothing to do but wait, basically. So I like looked over a few things that I knew, like sort of just say, okay, like remember this. So I made myself breakfast because I started to realize, oh my gosh, I'm starving, it's 11, it's like gonna be 11, I need to eat. And I was just trying to stay positive the whole time. If I start to tell myself I'm gonna fail, I'm going to immediately go downhill. Like whenever I was talking to my family and like anyone, I never said if I failed. They definitely did word things a tiny bit differently, and there were a few questions where I was like, I have no idea, and like the way that they word it makes it so tricky, and like they're so precise with everything. All the muscles they refer like as the scientific name, which is like obviously duh. It's hard. I never took anatomy or anything like that, so that was like a full anatomy course in itself. When I guess sort of exam, so it's proctored, and it's like like the other person can see you, but you can't see them. You don't even talk to them. So it's really weird, and it makes me like really curious. Seriously sitting there like watching everything I did. I was sitting like this. It's just like a message. It's like a live chat. Like when you go on someone's website and like ask for help. It's like that, and they were like, hi, like not to interrupt, avoid putting your hand on your mouth, over your mouth. And I was like, okay. Took my earrings out. I've had these ones out. I took my cartilage one out, but waiting room, it was super weird. I thought I would just like log on the NASM website and literally be immediately connected to someone, and they'd be like, hey, like, so you're gonna download this. No, it was all like guided like through directions, I guess. I don't know. And then I get to a point where like it like literally is like checking my computer, and it was like, you failed this like one thing. It was like failed like close all these. It like force close all, like it said that, and I was like, oh, do that, you know, whatever. I've had screen share. Like, I did not turn it on as a display right, like, currently, so I don't know what's going on. But then, like, and I'm, like, super worried. I'm super panicked. I had us in another room, and then I went and I shut it off. And it was still showing up, and I was like, dude, what the heck? And I was getting sort of frustrated. I was like, oh my god. I was messaging the live chat, and they were like, do you want to reschedule your test?
No, don't reschedule.
I was like, no. And then I saw that it said, like, my mom's iPad. Like, that was still coming up as an option. I found my mom's iPad. I shut it off, and then I ran the test, and it said, you're gonna get, like, this downloaded. They're gonna check my room. Actually, I had to take videos. First one that I did, I realized my closet was open, so I was like, and then I was like, cancel, and I was like, wait, is it gonna just, like, upload it and send it, like, not even give me a chance? And then it let me retake it, and I'm like, okay, getting ready, and it's getting my face in it, and I was like, oh my god. Slow and steady, but you have 15 seconds. Who do you think I am? Like, do you think I'm like one of those like movie cameras, like to just be like, no. So it's still wobbly. Hey girl. And then they were like, show us your smartphone, and you like putting it away from you. And I was like, okay. I was like, and then I like went like this over my Squishmallows, and I just dropped it into the pile of Squishmallows. And then I sat for a while. I think I'd say like there was 15 people ahead of me. Like there were so many. Like I was so caught up in getting ready for it that like I was like not nervous anymore. You know what I mean? Like I was not thinking about it. That's why I entered it, and then it was like teaching me how to work the program. So it was asking me questions like, what's the capital of the U.S.? How many states are there? But I was like worried that I was gonna get those wrong. I was like, oh my god, this is supposed to be the practice test. Like, just make it like choose the one with the letter A, okay? Like, don't make it anything that I have to think about, okay? I just thought that it was gonna be on the NASM website. Like, I thought it was just gonna be like the same sort of program, which NASM was like set up like nicely. Like, you could see how many questions like It's like 1 through 100 on the side. You skipped one, you could visually see that. It's like on this one, if I bookmarked it, I had to literally click like go to next bookmarked question. And even like there was a tab that I could click and it would be like a drop down all the questions, but it wouldn't say which one was bookmarked. And I was like, bro, like that's kind of annoying. I'll be honest, anything that I did in the 24 hours prior did not help. Me personally, I crammed it. I like learned it all in a month and a half, and not even. I think the half was like me reviewing and studying. I think that's the best way to do it. I understand like life happens, you know, you can't just like put everything on pause. If there's ever a time where like maybe over the summer, and I understand like that's when you're supposed to relax, but like that I feel like was a big part of it, is that like I learned it all in like almost one sitting basically. I took the test a week after I finished the course. My main studying was the practice exam. That's pretty much it. Maybe like a few Quizlets here and there. On December 3rd, 2022, I took the 7th edition. Some of the overactive and underactive muscles, definitely something you have to study. It was easy for me to remember the overactive and underactive muscles because I am dealing with that currently. And then I also watched, I don't know how to pronounce it, I think it's AXIOM, AXIOM Fitness. This videos really helped me. I see a lot of people who were recommending Show Up Fitness. I watched, I think, like one of their videos, but for me personally, AXIOM was the easiest to learn. He also has like a whole playlist of all the things that could help you. He has like, okay, if you want me to go more in depth, watch these videos, I watched that. So eccentric, like, concentric, overactive, underactive, like describe. This is what sort of helped me, is like imagine what they're saying, you know what I mean? If they say like arms are falling forward, okay, well then imagine what is pulling that forward and what is not pulling that back, you know what I mean? So I just try to like sort of remember it in that way. Like I said, the best way to study is honestly just, I took the practice exam, I think I took it 13 times, failed it twice by 1 point. The highest score I got was 85. The lowest passing I got was 70. A lot of the multiple choice are very much like the entire multiple choice of the entire course. 2 of them are obviously not it, and then 2 of them is either right or wrong, you know what I mean? There were a few where I was like, I don't know either of these. There are still a few questions about cues on there, like do you cue someone to do this, that, this, that. Now that's never, I don't think that's ever like fully addressed in the book. I think that's sort of something you have to like pick up from like learning, like you learn the workouts, you learn the posture you need, you learn, you know, reps and all that stuff, sort of like bringing it all together. There was a few questions about breathing, which I don't remember there much being about breathing. So I don't know if those were the real ones or fake ones. Obviously you'd never know. They don't tell you your score at the end. About like during the eccentric phase, do you inhale, exhale, and all this stuff. And sorry, my cat jumped up. Hey Socks. Oh, hey girl. Oh, what's wrong with your head? What's going on right there? Is that a little scab? The heart ventricle and atrium, you need to know that. I also try to remember it like right to the lungs, like right to the lungs. My recommendation is take the exam a week after you finish the course, because if you just keep like, don't wait weeks on end, because you're just gonna lose it. What I did was take the test twice a day up until my exam. I think I took it once a day 2 times, so that's like everyone's like know the sets and reps and all that stuff. I think I might have had 1 question like that. Another thing for me is know the dynamic, active, static stretching, know all that stuff. I was literally like crying. I meditated. That's something I also recommend. Meditating if you have really bad test anxiety, or just doing any sort of guided meditation for success or exam success. If you look up manifest exam success, really helped me the morning of. I didn't do that the week of. I would recommend doing that the week of as well. The week of, I did my writing manifestations, so the 3, 6, and 9 method. If you haven't bought the course yet, I personally did the self-study and it was totally fine, but that's, you know, the next one up, the guided study, was $200, and I think all you really got was a textbook and a little bit more of a guided study. I could pay $200 if I did fail, you know what I mean? So like, don't put $200 down if you don't even know if you need that $200. That's just my recommendation. If you're stuck between the two, that's something that I was super stuck between. I saved $200 and didn't need the retake, but even if I did, then you put the $200. Let's say don't get too in your head about it, and everyone's test is super different, so I could sit here and tell you it was easier than I thought it would be. It was what I expected it to be, I guess. Like, it was a bit stressful. Don't stress yourself out. Study what you can. What I saw on the practice exam, I try to keep learning that. There was a lot of things on the practice exam that was not on the final at all. I didn't even print out the study guide. I just looked at it on the computer, and I also only looked at like the stuff that I noticed I was missing on the practice exam. It took me an hour and 40 minutes because I basically took the test twice. I basically looked through and did everything, but that's totally up to you if you want to do that. If you guys have any questions, I'm so open to answer because I was so stressed out. I was so freaking out. I was in my own head, bizarre, crazy. So if you want any questions answered, please comment them. I'll answer them in a short, or just respond to you, or ask me on Instagram. I don't know. Hello, it is Outro Taylor. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, stay happy, stay healthy, stay hydrated. Well, I hope you enjoyed this week's video. I'll see you next week. Peace out. Love you guys. Bye.